morning, cyber friends. Smitty Man coming back at you from Walker's Music. Yet another word for the day. Sunday morning edition. Yes, people, it's time to go out to the house of worship one more time. We give God the glory, give Him the honor, give Him all the praise for life, health, and strength for as well as it is. We know in people that it could very well have been the other way. But God saw fit this morning to touch us with the finger of love, woke us up on due time. We also want to give a shout out to the YouTube fam. Also to the End Time Harvest Gang. Y'all know who you are. Want to cut through the chase this morning, people. We're going to talk about change. You know, it's 4 years later now, and President Obama, since he's been elected president of the United States, his platform, main, was about change. And I know a lot of time, people, change is something that sometimes the hardest thing for us to be able to do, especially when we have become comfortable in what we are doing, present company included. You can do a thing so long until it becomes routine. And matter of fact, it can become, not all things, but some things we do can become stagnated. Some things become routine, ordinary, because we've been doing them the same way for so many years. And some things we can get into, even a good thing, sometimes start out good, you know what I mean? And then over time, it loses the pizzazz. It lose that oomph, that fire that once was there, no longer there. Now I know a lot of people, they will attest that to some of the relationships and female-male relationships. They say the thrill is gone, as B.B. King used to say. But I'm not talking about that, because I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that to a degree. I think that has a lot to do with our own motivation. In other words, it's what we put into things. And then again, it could be relegated to across the board to a certain degree. But there is a time for all things according to the scripture. There's a time to reap. There's a time to sow. There's a time to dance. There's a time to refrain from dancing. That is according to the book of Ecclesiastes. I think that in our churches, and I know I've been seeing a lot of things about posted on YouTube, and I've also heard some things from different ones about how the churches just seem like to be nothing like it used to be. And I can agree with that. I can agree with that to a certain degree. But many man got hope for the church. See, first of all, because God is not through yet. God is not through yet. But nevertheless, I'm going to be safe to say this here, people. It's just middleman thought now. It's just middleman thought. I feel that everything must change for the better. And I feel that sometimes we can be in a place for so long until it be time to move on. And the reason I say that is because of the fact that even God himself, if you look at scripture, God did certain things for so long and then he moved on. He dealt with Moses, and then he started dealing with Joshua. After Moses departed, he said, okay, my servant Moses is dead. Now I want y'all to stop mourning and groaning. Get up from here and go and possess the land. It was a change of season. And so with that being said, I'm not going to make a video very long. But Many Man is just saying, I feel within his own self, Many Man is in the process of change. Yes, I'm in the process of change, and I do feel that this is God inspired, and I always tell everybody to make certain that what you do, let it be God inspired and not self-motivated, because if you do it in self-motivation, most of the time gets you in trouble. And But nevertheless, God being supreme and He knows all. And I feel that everything, like I say, once the Spirit of the Lord leaves a thing, it's time for you to leave it alone. That be in church or whatever it might be. When the Spirit of the living God leaves a thing, it's time for us to leave it alone. Because you'll get caught up in stagnation. Nothing grows in stagnant stuff. In other words, that's what's the matter with the Dead Sea. It's got an inlet. And I got this. I wished I could take credit for saying it, but I didn't. I got it from Bruce Allen. Guy Jamal Hartwell interviewed from Allen and Allen, and his name Bruce Allen is the one that's made the statement that the Dead Sea has an inlet but no outlet. Therefore, everything that enters that Dead Sea dies because of the water. It's so full of salt and sulfur until everything dies when it get in there because no outlet. So in other words, everything must change. And there come a time, people, I do feel, and I'm from the scripture, I know that there is a time when it's time to change. It's time to change season. It's time to move on. And I'm going to say this here in these last couple of minutes. There is a season with God that we sometimes fail to understand and realize. And that season is called due season. And the thing about due season is, it's not like our regular fall, winter, summer, and spring. It's not like that. Due season is whenever God says it's time for it to change. Then it's due season for you. Your due season could come in 2 seconds. Mine might take 2 days or 2 years. But nevertheless, God's due season comes when at God's discretion. It doesn't happen when we want it. It happens when God has hit the time frame. That's your due season. So, with that being said, Billy Man is just going to say that he just came with the Sunday morning edition for some reason. It's about change. And I'm speaking of some things that Billy Man also is going through. And he's dealing with it himself. It's time to make a change. It's time to make a change. And you can tell when it's time to make a change because everything starts to look like I say going haywire. In other words, start going haywire and everything, nothing works. When stuff starts not working and everything is a struggle and strife, it's time, I believe, people, it's time to move on. With that being said, remember what you get, whatever you get or whatever you get into, God's not in it. The best you come out of it. This is Mitty Man saying have a great worship service experience today. Go on out and do what you're supposed to do. Come back in, enjoy life. Enjoy life, you only have one. This is Mitty Man saying peace. Goodbye.